Right, so today we're going to be fixing up a nice homemade pizza. This has nothing to do with it, it's just a bit of coffee. Now we've got some mushrooms here, some diced onions I cut up the other night, and some meat, we'll talk about this in a bit, some tomato paste, quite debatable that, and some green pepper with mozzarella cheese. Now I'm going to show you using basic pizza bread. Alright, so that's not pizza, that's pizza bread, the Arabic bread typically used in all sorts of meals. How you can make a gourmet style homemade pizza. Then you get a nice spread with the mozzarella. Make sure you cover all the red bits. You want to make sure this cheese is spread out as much as possible to maximize flavor. Now I like to add a bit more. Everybody loves a cheesy pizza, none more so than I. And make sure you just get that there, spread all across. You don't have to cover the whole bits. Take the onions, you spread them across. Don't put too much. I use red onion, but you could use white. And then you cut up some green pepper. It's going to give us a bit of an extra crunch. Now we are going to be using tinned mushrooms. Personally I prefer the fresh mushrooms, it adds a whole different level of flavour, but as I said, this is like a rush job, just a basic household ingredients. Now I don't know if crucifixions are still in practice in modern day Rome, but I'm damn sure they'd nail me for this. Quite literally, in fact. If they only knew what type of meat or seasoning I'm using here, then that's it for me. So, safety reasons, I'll refrain from mentioning what this is. Just know that it's meat and onions. Not unlike the meat and onions you find on Super Supreme, at Pizza Hut or what have you. Of course, make sure you get an even spread of all the ingredients and get ready to put that thing in the panini press. Now I'm not going to be pressing it all the way, that's why I've got the tin foils lined up on the corners, that way it doesn't close all the way. Look at that beautiful alignment there, it's just sizzling almost. Now while this catches heat, let's go make ourselves a nice salad. Let's start by washing some nice roca leaves, make sure you separate them. I like to keep the stem. I actually like the crunch it makes, and of course we're gonna chop up some cucumbers on top of that. I like to be as quick as I can with this, not gonna use too much equipment, just in the air, chop it down. And some tomato cerise or cherry tomatoes. Now honestly, this is the most important trick I can teach you. Always cut them in half. You don't want to get a full mouth of cherry tomato just splattering all over inside your mouth. It's way better to cut it in halves. Some diced onions, generous amount of olive oil, some balsamic, with a garnish of fresh black pepper, and voila. Let's take a look at our pizza. Oh, look at that. Oh, you could just smell the combination of all those flavors mixing together. You're gonna put it on the plate, just like that. I'm gonna cut it in half just to show you. Now it is gonna take a bit of force here. Remember, this is pita bread. It's sort of getting the crunchy crust without the wood burning oven. It's like a win-win if you ask me. And take a look at the cheese. See how it's melted in there. Beautiful. And this is my special touch. Instead of adding spicy olive oil, I just get spicy olives that come in oil, and you just get the best of both worlds. cut it again into quarters, just like that. Oh, look at that. I mean, most people prefer salami or pepperoni or even some chicken on the pizza, which personally I don't. But I mean, minced meat really does add to the texture, and it's a great go-to for all those bodybuilders out there looking for a protein carb mixture and what have you. Beautiful. It's phenomenal just on its own. The flavour, the texture, and I haven't even seasoned it with the Game Changer. Now I swear to God they are not paying me for this, but Chef Paul, this brand, does all kinds of seasoning, and my God, the pizza pasta edition could make your grandmother's goulash taste like heaven. Enjoy it.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's